For the Cavaliers. James floats it up and Thompson throws it down.
Face it, we all wanted to see LeBron James forming a rivalry with Kobe Bryant years ago, only for it to never happen. Then we got a mini rivalry between LeBron and Kevin Durant, which didn't really take off. But what blew everyone's minds was the rivalry between the King and the small and unathletic Stephen Curry, who turned into an unlikely megastar. Of course, now that LeBron and the Lakers have been eliminated from the playoffs, we won't see this matchup anymore. But here's every time LeBron and Steph faced off in an important matchup. 2015 NBA Finals. This was the series that started it all. LeBron James was already a proven leader and winner, having won 2 championships with the Miami Heat and making it to the NBA Finals 5 straight times. Meanwhile, the Warriors were an upstart franchise banking on the rise of Stephen Curry as their superstar and MVP. Golden State may have dominated the regular season, but the finals were different. Despite that, the Warriors showed why they were the top team during the regular season. They relied on an all-around effort from their best players while surviving LeBron James's brilliance. The King led everyone in scoring the first 3 games because he had to. Kevin Love wasn't around because of an injury. Meanwhile, Kyrie Irving got injured in Game 1 and never returned. It was all up to LeBron to salvage the season.
And make a play, and it's been successful all night long. The baddest dude puts it up and puts it in.
At one point, he led the Cavs to a 2-1 series lead. That was when the Warriors leaned on Andre Iguodala on both ends of the floor. LeBron was still scoring a ton of points, but Iggy made things hard for him. On top of that, the veteran forward went on to score well enough to help his teammates out. Despite James averaging 35.8 points, 13.3 rebounds, and 8.8 assists all season long, the Warriors escaped with the franchise's first championship since 1975. Meanwhile, even though Stephen Curry led the team in scoring, Iguodala was hailed the 2015 Finals MVP for his timely scoring. 2016 NBA Finals. This was the rematch of the century because the Cleveland Cavaliers were entering the 2016 Finals healthy. James had both Irving and Love back then, but they weren't facing an ordinary Warriors team. This version of Golden State won an NBA record of 73 wins during the regular season. Everyone had them as their champions before the playoffs even started. True enough, it looked as if they were going to run through the Cavs easily. The Warriors relied on their bench mob to defeat the Cavs in Game 1. Then, in Game 2, they basically dominated them from an all-around standpoint to take a 2-0 lead. Curry wasn't even scoring well in those first 2 games. But the Cavs leaned on James's 32-point effort in Game 3 to avoid falling to 0-3. Eventually, Steph exploded. He had 38 points in Game 4 to lead the Warriors into another double-digit win. Now up 3-1, Steph and the Warriors were the uncrowned champions because no one in the history of the finals had ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win it all.
Pass to Iguodala, back to Curry. Curry fakes, drives off the glass. It's good. Stephen Curry.
Not willing to fall so easily, James and Kyrie exploded in Game 5, both scoring 41 points to get within 1 game from the Warriors. Then, in Game 6, things weren't on the side of the Warriors because they lost Draymond Green, their best defender, to a suspension. Cleveland took advantage of this to win Game 6 and tie the series 3 games each. The Warriors didn't know what hit them. Then, in Game 7, things were neck and neck, with both teams trading leads. Then, in the dying seconds of the game, Kyrie Irving was matched up with Stephen Curry out on the wing. Irving fearlessly pulled up for a 3-pointer that gave Cleveland a 3-point lead. Meanwhile, Curry couldn't shake off Kevin Love over at the other end as the veteran big man defended him really well to force a miss. LeBron did the improbable by coming back from a 3-1 hole to win the Cavs' first ever NBA championship. But this victory set off a dangerous chain reaction that shifted the league's power balance. 2017 NBA Finals. After the Golden State Warriors lost to the Cavs in 2016, Draymond Green reportedly texted Kevin Durant to join them as a free agent. True enough, with the league's salary cap exploding, KD joined the Warriors, forming the first true super team of the modern era. The Warriors now had Curry and Durant, 2 legitimate MVPs. They also had Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, 2 All-Stars. Meanwhile, LeBron only had Kyrie and Love. With that said, the Warriors dominated the league, even though they couldn't match their 73-win season. But entering the finals, they destroyed the West and were the favorites to win it all, even against the Cavaliers, who were still the defending champs. This one wasn't even close. The Warriors showed why Durant was a great acquisition, allowing him to dominate the first 2 games while winning in double digits.
Incredible opportunity.
Durant for 3. It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown.
Game 3 was close, but the Warriors still won, going up 3-0 in the series. Even though James escaped a 3-1 series deficit last season, a 3-0 hole is different. No team in NBA history has won a 7-game series after going down 3-0. But the King wasn't a quitter. James and Irving led the way to a dominant win in Game 4, refusing to get swept. But in the end, the Warriors were too much. Golden State completed the gentleman's sweep by winning Game 5 and avenging their loss from a season ago. Durant was named the Finals MVP, which meant that Curry was now 0-2 in Finals MVPs. 2018 NBA Finals. The 2018 Finals was yet again a rematch featuring Stephen Curry and LeBron James, as this was the 4th straight time these 2 megastars faced off in the finals. While the Warriors still had the same core, the Cavs lost Kyrie to a trade, leaving James as the lone superstar on his team. But that 2018 run to the finals is often regarded as LeBron's finest performance because he overcame the odds and still found a way to lead his team to the championship series. But he found out firsthand why the Cavs needed Irving. In Game 1, they had a chance to win it all, only for J.R. Smith to lose his head and forget to shoot the ball in the dying seconds. The Warriors took that game into overtime, and it never got close again. Golden State went on to win the next 3 games, with only Game 3 as their single-digit win.
Curry fires away and hits Steph Curry from way down.
Curry secured his 3rd ring with this win, tying the King in terms of championships. But while that may have been true, he wasn't the Finals MVP. The award went to KD again, and Curry was still without a Finals MVP trophy in his already legendary career. Meanwhile, LeBron went home with his head held up high as he knew that he did his best in this series but simply got overpowered by a much better team. After that, it took a long time before both players matched up in an important game or series again. 2021 Playin Tournament. 3 years after LeBron and Steph last saw each other in the playoffs, the league was now different. James had moved over to the Los Angeles Lakers and even won a title with them in 2020. Meanwhile, Curry was still at ring number 3 after losing to the Toronto Raptors during the 2019 finals. They also lost KD. Meanwhile, Klay was still out with an injury. That meant Curry was a one-man army. This time, however, they didn't meet in the finals or even the playoffs. Instead, they met in the Playin Tournament, a new format wherein the 7th and 8th teams battle it out for the 7th seed. Meanwhile, the loser of the game will battle against the winner of the 9th and 10th teams to see who would secure the 8th seed. The Lakers were the 7th team, while the Warriors were at 8th place. They met in a play-in game to see who would secure the 7th seed, and this was a very close battle that came down to the wire. But with a minute left on the clock, LeBron hoisted a booming 30-foot three-pointer over Curry with the shot clock winding down.
Throws it back up top. James puts up the 3. Oh, it's good! LeBron James from downtown!
The shot made it through the basket, and this was more than enough to secure the lead until the end of the game. LeBron and his teammates secured the 7th seed while preventing Steph and the Warriors from making it to the playoffs. 2023 Western Conference Semifinals. Finally, in 2023, Curry and LeBron met once more in the playoffs. This time, the Warriors were the defending champions, as Curry finally secured his 4th ring and first Finals MVP after winning the 2022 championship. Meanwhile, James and company were still trying to repeat their 2020 championship glory, and it was only fitting that the 2 teams met in the 2nd round to determine who would go to the West Finals. The 38-year-old James and the 35-year-old Curry were no longer getting younger, but they were still the 2 best players in that series. Of course, they fought as hard as they could because this was not only for a chance to go on a deeper playoff run, but also for bragging rights. Meanwhile, James had revenge on his mind because the last time he saw Curry in the playoffs was in 2018 when he got swept. This time, things were different. James and the Lakers were far too big for the undersized but feisty Warriors. Anthony Davis was too much of a load inside the paint. Meanwhile, the King was still playing at an elite level, even at his age. Of course, Steph was also scoring a lot of points, but was playing more like a one-man show when the other starters on his team were struggling to hit their shots. Ultimately, the Lakers were bigger and had more weapons, leading to a series win in only 6 games. James finally avenged those losses in 2017 and 2018, sending Curry packing home. At this point, it looked like this was going to be the last chapter in their rivalry because they were getting older. But it's never over for these two elite superstars.